We are going live. Today is October the 3rd, 2025. My name is Alan Sama. I'm here with Matt D'Ambrosi of OptionGenius, and we are here to talk about markets, tell some corny jokes, and give you some trades, and maybe some other stuff. Who knows? Never
All
know what's
right.
going to happen.
You never know.
You never know. So if you have any comments, let them know. Let us know. We love interacting. So put something in the comments, put some in the chat. And if you have any questions, let us know. Make sure that you do like and subscribe, of course. That way the content gets pushed out to more people. And the more people know about selling options, the better off their lives will be. And they will thank you for it. And we will thank you for it. So thank you in advance.
Right.
So,
That's
Matt,
that's good. Go ahead.
today is Friday. Friday is, um, before it only happened once a month, but now it happens every week where I get excited for Friday because it's expiration day.
Hmm.
And I've been doing a lot more recently with um, weekly options, especially on my naked puts and my covered calls.
Have you? Okay.
Yeah. And it takes a little bit more time than doing it on a monthly basis, but you can make, you know, almost double, more than double, uh, compared to selling, like if you sell a naked put for 30 days out versus 7 days out and then seven and then seven and seven. So, takes a little bit more time, but you can make double the money in a month.
Hmm.
So that's, I think it's worth it.
I think
And so,
so.
and so, yeah. Today I put some I checked what I have. Uh I know it's going to expire, and then I went ahead and just sold more and the same ones.
It makes it I don't know if a little bit more fun and it's a little bit more challenging in the same sentence. Because you don't have to wait for that whole month for it to expire, right? So you can, you're just going week by week, but I kind of look at it like, okay, you have the skill to do, let's say, a credit spread and it expires. Or you're doing a naked put or whatever, cover call, or you're doing that in a week, um, you're honing your skills, right? You're being that much more alert because it can move so differently from a monthly expiration.
Yes, for sure.
But I think it does juice up the excitement for sure.
Yeah, and I think because of you know, the the nature of the trade, like a naked put is something I don't have the stock,
Hmm.
right? And because of that, if it goes in the money, I have to be aware of it. And then
Sure.
I have to, having it on a weekly basis allows me to decide every week if I want to get back into that same stock. So if a stock starts changing its behavior, then I could decide, oh, you know what? Yeah, this one was a hard one. I didn't really like this expiration. So I'm not going to do this one. I'm going to find something else. And so that gives you a lot more flexibility in what you're trading compared to a 1 month option where you can bail out if it's changing, but you kind of don't want to bail out in the middle because then you don't make the whole amount. So
Right.
it's interesting. I have not gotten. I'm not doing credit spreads layups weeklies. Nuh-uh. That's
Yeah, I
for
didn't
me.
think so.
That's a little bit. It's a little bit too close to sell. You can't do any adjustments. You can't
Yeah.
really. So that's not there yet. We do the one DTEs, so
Mm.
those are pretty high octane enough for me.
That's plenty enough. It's plenty enough.
Yeah. Um, and so, like today, I have naked puts expiring in GE, in APP, and in Nugget, NUGT. So for GE and NUGT, I just re-upped and sold more for next Friday. Um, and then I also added Ulta, ULTA. So I added another naked put on Ulta. So I got one, two, three, four. I got five total going into next week. The other two are Meta and Netflix. Now, Meta and Netflix are causing me a little bit of concern, I guess, or trouble.
Well, Netflix I know has gone down quite a bit. So
Yeah. So
yeah,
it's been dropping. Meta is also, it goes up and down, up and down. So currently I've been rolling both of those. Netflix, I've been rolling it for a few weeks now. And I'm actually $100 in the money on Netflix. And so I keep rolling it. I'm still making money every time I roll it, which is great, but I would like it to come back, closer to my strike
a little bit.
and
Yeah.
hopefully expire at some point. I don't want it to keep dropping. Now, um, it's funny because like I was looking at it and I did it last month and I rolled it and I got, I did two contracts and I got about $200 um, total for both contracts when I rolled it because it was in the money. So, the more in the money you get, the less money you make when you roll it or
Right.
the less credit. And then I decided, it kept dropping. So I'm like, okay, I need to roll it again. So I rolled it again today, and it was showing me that I was going to make $1,400. And I'm
Mm.
like, what? What's going on? There's something wrong here. And because if after a while, you've been doing this for a while, you kind of
Yeah,
have a
you know when
feeling.
something's wrong.
When it's not.
For
So
sure.
I'm like, okay, I know what it is. It's earnings. I'm rolling into earnings. And sure enough, the expiration that I rolled to is like 2 days after they have earnings. So I'm like, it's okay. I'll play with it. Let's see what happens. If I get assigned, that's fine too. Because
Mhm.
I'm still rolling it. I'll keep rolling it. If I get assigned, I'm fine. Then, it'll turn into a longer term um investment.
Right, right.
But
You'll
but
learn to love that stock.
yeah. So that's why I mean, I only trade the stuff that I want to own or I don't mind owning. They're strong stuff. I have a good. Now, stuff like the one I did on Ulta, that's not something that I'm that familiar with. I don't wear makeup. As you can tell, I don't, it's like what you see is what you get, right? And so that
I
one is
do
just
know it's a busy store, I can tell you that.
it is a yeah, I mean they're doing really well. They got stores all over the place.
I
Um
owned Ulta way back.
oh, yeah.
Yeah, I did. Yep.
The stock is doing great right now, it continues to move higher and higher. And this one, I'll admit, is a bit of a revenge trade. Um,
Oh no.
I
No, come
have,
on.
I did it earlier in the year and I'm sitting on a loss on Ulta. And so I decided, okay, let me see if I can get that money back. I was down about $1,000. And so I sold, how many did I sell? I sold four of them and I got $300 each. So if they expire next Friday, I'll have made my money back from Ulta. Um,
You should tell our listeners just to close their ears for a few minutes.
just yeah,
You just said
don't do
that.
that. Don't don't
Don't
do
do
that.
that.
Don't do that. No. I don't know. I don't know why I keep going back to these revenge type things. App. I told you I was in app. It's going to expire this week. That was also the same thing. I had a loss on it, and I needed to get $1,000, so I sold naked puts, and I'm going to get it back this week. So
And so why do you think you're getting it back?
man, I don't know. I don't know. It's like sometimes you're looking. Sometimes you go looking for a trade and you see stuff and you're like, okay, I could do this one or this one or this one. Or sometimes you don't find anything and you're like, okay, where do I go looking? And then, I go to that monitor account statement on the monitor tab and I look at my losses and I look at the wins and then I end up going back to the losses and being like, okay, I want to get my money back.
Well, I think it's natural. You just kind of look at like which one has kind of damaged you in a way, right? And then I think intrinsically we all have some degree of ego and we're a little bit stubborn and we're going to go back and try to make it up.
Yeah, that's part of it. I mean,
Yeah.
it'd be really cool. Like, how they say they have cognitive dissonance? I don't know if that's
Hmm.
the right word, but it's like, um, you know, when you start a movie, you have to watch the whole movie, even if the movie's horrible. You can't, most people can't just get up and leave in the middle of a movie because they want to make sure that they finish it. I'm
I'm
like
one of
that
those
with,
people.
you're not like that?
No, I am like
Oh, you
that.
are like that.
I
Okay.
will watch a movie and I'm like, even if it's horrible, like god awful, I'll be like, I gotta know how it ends up.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
then at the end, I'm like, man, I just wasted 2 hours of my life. Like I didn't have to do
Exactly.
that. My wife, on the other hand, is good at that. She'll just be like, she's good at like recognizing that something's terrible and she'll just abort it. And I wish I was like that.
Mm-hmm.
She
Yeah,
does have a
most
movie. She'll be like, This is just not going." I'm like, give it a chance. Maybe it'll turn around, and it usually doesn't turn around.
yeah, exactly.
It gets worse.
I'm like that with books. If I start a book, I have to finish the whole book, and I'm like, oh, this is such a waste. This is
It gives you
horrible.
like too much fluff, and you're like, nah,
Yep.
okay. Yeah.
I start skipping, but I still finish it, and so people are like that where you give them a checklist or, they have to check everything off. They just have to finish.
Yeah.
And so I think that's kind of part of it too. Like I look at that list and I got all these losses from these stock. Oh, this stock I lost, this stock I lost, this stock. I'm not looking at the wins. I'm looking at the losses and it's like, okay, I got to check them off. I don't know
Hmm.
why. I just feel like I got to go back and check it off so that my whole list is all positive, as if that means anything, which it
Which
doesn't.
is
It means
not a
nothing.
reality,
No,
right?
it's
Never
no,
can
it's
be.
definitely not. Those are
Yeah.
the ones you're supposed to stay away from because
No.
they just didn't work out. Um, and so yeah. And on that note, yes, I did get into another Eli Lilly trade last month.
Come on, no. Are you serious?
Yes.
What are you doing?
I sold puts on no, yeah, I sold puts on Lilly. It worked out. It worked out. I made my 10%, but yeah, I shouldn't have done it. I got in and like 3 days later, I'm like, damn it, what am I doing? What am I doing? Why am I in this stock again? Oh my God. I cannot, yeah, that one I cannot figure out what's going on with that stock. There's,
I got mine. Mine's MasterCard
yeah.
for whatever reason. Whenever I trade MasterCard, it's like I don't know,
No.
disaster.
So, so expiration day is great. My covered calls, I also have some of those. Those are expiring. I did add a long position, stock position, KTOS, which
KT.
is Kratos Defense and Sec, whatever Sec is. Defense and Sec, Kratos, Kratos. I think that is a Greek mythology.
Hmm.
And they do, tell you in a second, fundamentals. Um, they provide technology products, systems, and softwares for defense, national security, and commercial markets in the US, Asia, Middle East, Europe, and internationally. So they have a lot of stuff, including missiles, drones, um, and stuff that actually goes and kills people without human interaction.
Unfortunately, that's where we're headed.
That is where we're headed.
It's in.
So,
Yeah,
I
awesome.
mean, the stock is at 95 right now. It's at an all-time high. The stock, it looks pretty good. It was at like $9 a couple years ago. Now it's at 95 and moving higher. So it's going to probably become a threshold stock not too long from now. Um,
Maybe next week.
could be at this rate.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
it,
right.
it hit 98 today and backed off. And so I got that one for, I don't know, we'll see how it goes. I don't know if it's going to be a long term. I haven't done much research into it, but I saw, hey, look, this is going to become a threshold stock looks like. So
Hmm.
I got in early on that one. Today markets are kind of dead, right? SPX is flat today. The
Yep, up and down.
Russell was up 1.5%. Now it's down. Now it's up only 0.75. Oil is up. First day this week. Dow Jones is up 0.5%. Gold is up 0.7%. VIX is at 16.7. So VIX volatility is actually increasing all week.
Mhm.
And Bitcoin, I believe, is making a new high today at 123,000.
It
So
sure did. It spiked up there
yay,
for a little bit.
Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Um, Gold, like we've been talking about gold going up, but silver has actually outperformed gold.
That was actually mentioned in one of our calls. Yep.
Yeah,
So, yep.
recently.
Yeah. Yep. Silver is just like that,
Hmm.
moving up.
Yeah. So I've been, like I said, in on these calls, I've been doing put spreads on gold, on GLD, and
Mhm.
I am about to get out of the third one for this month, which was for October expiration. Um, So it is just about hit its profit target. I think I'm 1 or 2 cents away from getting out with another 10% gain. So in one expiration, that'll be a 30% gain for
Yeah.
me on oil or gold, sorry. And then I just put on another one for November expiration. So I want to stay in it. I mean, this horse is working. I want to keep riding. I want to stay on it until it runs out of steam. So
Are
let's
you
keep
getting
making.
out of one? Or are you getting into another as you're getting out of the other one? You
So I
typically do.
think so right now, uh my debit to get out is 8 cents, and it's telling me my mark is 8.5 cents
Yeah. So,
on the old one. So I mean, it might get out at the end of the day, it might get out on Monday.
so you're just
Um,
gonna leave it.
and so yeah, so I'm gonna leave that one on, and I added the other one already.
Okay.
So um but that one is for the next cycle, right? The next expiration, and which has, you know, 49 days.
Hmm.
So if gold continues to move at least sideways to up, then I might be able to triple dip again, especially if we
These are one of those instances where you just keep going. I mean, it's just
just keep
like
doing it. Like,
shooting fish in a barrel, man. Just got to keep
mm-hmm.
going with it. And then you got to identify, though, if there is a change, right? That's when you get hurt. So you got to be very aware, even though you could be lulled to sleep by these nice gains month after month.
Yeah. Yeah. And like I've been like when we talk about the naked puts, I've been doing GE, I've been doing Nugget, I've been doing Meta, Netflix over and over and over, week after week after week after week. Um, and it's just been working.
That's
Uh,
how I feel about the SPX. Just keep grinding.
mm-hmm.
Just look at the chart. Since we could say the tariff tantrum, just grinding up, grinding up, grinding up.
Yep. Yeah. There's a lot of stuff that's continuing to, move up. Hood's doing great. It's up another 1.5% today. Um, and a lot of stocks on the 52-week high list that are doing really well. So it's an interesting time. Um, and people, like when I go, like I took my daughter was in a basketball tournament for the last few weeks, and you'd go there, and people came up to me, "Oh man, where you been? I haven't seen you in months. Like, who are you? I don't remember you anymore." I was like, "Yeah, yeah, funny, funny, right?" And then they're always like, "Oh, hey, how's the market?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it can't be better. It cannot be better. It just keeps going up every day."
Yeah, yeah.
And then
Like,
they kind of feel guilty because they're not that really involved. They feel like I don't know if they feel jealous or something, but I feel like this change over their face is like it's weird.
well, you
Um,
definitely hear from them when it's going down too. I mean, it's just like, hey,
oh yeah, then they come to
what's
gloat.
going on with the market? And you're like, oh. That's what the beauty of options, because we can play it no matter what way it goes.
Yeah,
And the general people out there, they're like, "Hey man, how's the market? It must be really bad." And you're like, "No, not really."
it's great.
Yeah, it's like it just shows the power of what we do. I mean, you
Hmm.
can play it either way.
Yeah, right. The hard part, like, option sellers, they make money when the market's going up, when the market's going down, when the market's going sideways. We make money in all three markets. The one time we get hurt is if
Versus.
there's a very quick change in direction.
Hmm. That's what I
That's
was
the
alluding to before earlier. Like, right,
hmm
gold's all great, but what if something happens? You have to be aware, even though it's been steady. Things can happen, and you just got to be aware of what you're going to do.
Yep.
Have a plan for it.
Yeah, that's the crazy part. But with the Fed, I was looking at the numbers again this morning, and it's almost a lock that they're gonna lower the rates in October. So. Originally I thought, maybe they skip October, maybe they just do December, but looking at the numbers, the predictions and all that stuff, it's pretty much right now it's almost a lock, over
Where do you look
80%.
for the predictions? Do you go like Polymarket or something?
Yeah,
Something
I
like
looked
that.
over there. I'll have Perplexity do a search
Mhm.
for me on the different websites and say, okay, hey, what's the percentage probability of a rate cut in October? And it'll go and it'll do the research for you. Perplexity is pretty cool like that. It's taking over what Google
Yeah,
does.
I like Perplexity. I do.
hmm
I use it.
Um, and then it'll give you the websites itself that it got the data
I
from.
do like that. It tells you each one, like you came from here, here, and here. You're like,
Right.
oh,
So most people look at the dot plot from the Fed. That's the actual Fed governors where they're saying, yeah, this is what I would do, this is what I'm doing, and they shift back and forth from meeting to meeting. But there's over 80% shot of the Fed lowering rates in October. So if that happens, gold, Bitcoin, silver, they're going to continue to go up. Small caps will continue to go up. And most of these companies that need lower rates to survive and do well, especially companies that are not making money right now. So if you take a look at a lot of the industries that are hot, we have a lot of AI companies that are not making money. We have a lot of companies that are in like quantum computing, right? There's a lot of companies in biotech. A lot of these companies are not making money, but their stocks are still ripping. Their
hmm.
stocks are still going
Yeah,
higher because it's going to get cheaper to borrow the money, or their borrowing cost is going to go down. Plus, when money is cheaper, capital is cheaper, then there's more mergers and acquisitions and companies get bought out and all that stuff happens. That all increases. And so, as that happens, those stocks will continue to rip higher. Quantum computing stocks, they were up 20% this week, a lot
right.
of them. So, and they don't even have a product. It's like, oh yeah, we'll have a quantum computer maybe in like 5 years. So,
Come
and
bet
this,
on us. Come bet on us.
and the stocks are up like 20% just in a week. Um, so it's insane. And we're still dealing with this government shutdown, right? So today's day number 3 of the government shutdown. They're
I think it's gonna go another week. I do. Yep. I give it by the bet. I'd probably say about another week.
Yeah, maybe. Who knows?
I think
Like
they're definitely digging their heels in,
they're
both
still
sides.
arguing. They're still going back and forth. I think it said last night on the news that the Republicans needed 8 Democratic votes,
Yeah.
and they got 3. They got 3 of them to come over. They need 5 more. So, because they lost one Republican, Rand Paul, who's not voting for
Mhm.
for whatever to keep the government open. So he's on the other side. He's voting no. So they need 5 more Democrats to come over, which who knows when they'll get. So we'll see
Yeah.
what happens. Um, and one thing I realized today was that there are 1,900 to 2,000 homes that are sold every day in this country that need flood insurance. That's a weird stat, right? Do you remember me to throw that out? I was like, what? 2,000?
Well,
What? What are you
I'm
talking
pretty
about?
familiar with that where I live.
Yeah. So 2,000 homes every day are sold in this country that need flood insurance. Most people get flood insurance from the government.
Uh-oh.
And with the government shut down, you ain't getting flood insurance. So you can't close. So that's going to put a crimp on home sales as long as it continues. Who knows?
Every day, you
hmm
said.
Yeah, every day. Now, there is a company that went public yesterday. Good timing. That
Hmm.
is a private insurer. They sell flood insurance as a private company. But So there are other options now. Like before, I remember when we bought our house, you want flood insurance? Okay, you got to go from the government, right? What I forgot what it was called, but the flood management agency, something something. You had to get it from them. There
Uh,
was no
FEMA
private.
or whatever. No.
No,
Oh.
not FEMA,
Oh,
but
not
there's
FEMA.
another
It's
one.
the F. Yeah.
Something with an F, yeah. But there you didn't have a choice. So now I guess there are choices, but still, I'm sure they don't they insure, wherever they want to, not everywhere.
Yeah, it's
Houses on the
needed more and
beach.
more. I mean,
Hmm.
it's needed more and more. I mean, look at these places that are flooding inland. I mean, you could take Asheville, right? I mean, it's a complete disaster. A lot of those people
Hmm.
didn't have flood insurance.
Yeah. Yep. And what are there? There were two hurricanes this week off the coast that
Yeah.
picked up all the waves and all that stuff. So there was damage from those. Um,
Yeah, and
good.
that one was way out to sea, and it did damage on the coast of North Carolina.
Yeah.
Thanks.
So,
It's scary. But you were mentioning that, with the government shutdown, I thought it was interesting that I did see that it limits you cannot do IPOs. Like they have to put it on hold. So companies cannot IPO during this period.
really?
Yeah, I did read that somewhere. I'm pretty
Oh.
sure. I need to be fact checked on that, but I did hear it. So you can't like a company may want to IPO and they got to be on hold. So it is the longer this goes, it could be a problem.
Hmm. Okay. Well, don't worry about fact checking. YouTube doesn't do that anymore. Facebook doesn't do that anymore. You can say whatever you want.
I'm gonna. I mean, it's not stopping me.
So it's like whatever.
Fact
Oh,
check me if you want.
yeah. Cool. All right. So we do have to get into the SmackDown because we're starting a new SmackDown. But before we did that, I wanted to talk about something that came up yesterday while I was working on the club. So
First of all, you look like you're all serious. Like, you got like, look, guys, I gotta tell you something. Are you being serious? Are you?
no, this is like my
You just like your whole tone just changed. You're like, sir, well,
yeah. So I'm like
something happened
shifting, right? I'm like
yesterday.
no, nothing. It's nothing bad, nothing
All
bad.
right, cool.
It,
All right.
was- it's just like a shift
I was just
to
preparing myself.
It's
Just
like
preparing myself.
okay, up till now we were just chatting, right? Now it's like okay, I got to turn into
The business.
no the teacher, the whoa, okay, we're gonna learn
Okay.
something now. Let's get
All
serious.
right. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Um, so I wanted to talk about brokers because we can't trade without brokers. And if you have the wrong broker, you're basically trading with one hand behind your back.
Hmm.
And they are a necessary tool, but it can also be very annoying and aggravating.
Right. They win at all costs.
Yeah, they win. Yes, they
They
win no
win.
matter what.
They're guaranteed. Yeah.
And so, the last time earlier this year, I opened up a larger account at Schwab for a new company, a company account, and it took months to get everything set up. To get the account opened in the company name took a while. To get the bank connected took a while. Couldn't do it online. Had to actually print out the documents, send them a voided check, do all that stuff, send all that to them. Then getting approved for margin,
Yep.
getting approved for options, getting approved for futures. I mean, it was a
They're
like
not all created equal, for sure.
it took months.
Yeah.
And now I have all of my stuff at Schwab. Like before, I had an account at Tasty, I had an account at E-Trade in the past, I've had an account at Interactive. Um, My wife still has her IRA at Fidelity, but we
Hmm.
don't do options in that. It just sits there because they're not the most option friendly still after all these years.
No, they're
Uh,
not.
and so, I wanted to talk about what brokers currently are out there and, which ones people can choose from. So the list it used to be a lot longer, but because of brokers being bought out, companies consolidating and whatnot. Right now, we have a list of a few in the United States. You go outside the United States, the you got slimmer pickings, And the companies that are out there, they actually charge a lot more in fees. They charge a lot more in margin. So it's really crazy to be outside. But for us, for our people, if we're selling options, we're trading options mostly. I think number one is still Schwab. And the reason it is Schwab is because they have the Thinkorswim platform. That's the only
Mhm.
reason.
I
It's
would
not,
agree with that.
it's nothing else. It's just
No,
because they have
there's
that
nothing that
platform.
comes close to it in my mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Schwab is there. They're decent price. They have decent customer service. The Thinkorswim is, it does take some time to learn, right?
Mhm. It can be
But
overwhelming when you first look at it, for sure.
definitely, because there's so many different gadgets and buttons and things you can click and whatnot, and you hit something and it changes, and you're like, oh, how do I get it back? And there's
It's
no
really
back button.
sensitive. It's super sensitive. It's like you hit something else and you're watching Trader TV and you're like, wait a minute.
Yeah. Like
Yep.
in Excel or Word, they have like a back, like an undo button. They
Yeah,
need that
yeah,
here. Like, oh, I hit the wrong button. I gotta undo. I want to go
yeah.
back to where it was. Nope, sorry, it's gone forever. Um, so that's there, but they do have a lot of functions. And I've told people over the years, like, we use maybe like 5%
Right.
of everything on that thing. So it's like, don't
For
worry
sure.
about it. You learn the few things that you need. Everything else, you don't even have to worry about it.
Hmm.
And so that one is still, in my mind, top of the heap. That's where most of all of my accounts are now. Um, and so live and die by that one brokerage. And I do recommend most people, especially if you have a lot of money, and I probably should listen to my own advice, but you have multiple brokerages or you have accounts at different brokerages. So one, you could play them off each other, be like, hey,
Yeah.
this guy's
Yep.
charging me this. Why are you charging me so much? Here, look, proof.
What's
Um,
going on here?
but also sometimes there are outages, when the market goes crazy or um, there could be another 9/11 type event
Mhm.
where one city or one location is compromised and everything is shut down. I mean, we could have a like a an outbreak of some kind of disease. And I don't remember where Schwab is located, but if that city is the headquarters of this outbreak, then nobody can go to work, right? And they might have to shut everything down, and then Schwab is not there. There's nobody to help you. So that might be a good case to have
Good
multiple
point. It's
brokerages.
something that a lot of people don't think about, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. Once you like, first learn how to trade and get good, and then as your account starts growing, there's stuff that we need to think about to hedge
Mhm.
our risks. Um, and so that's one of them. Broker risk is huge. So that's why another reason I wanted to go over this list. Now, the second one to me, in terms of what's available and what's good, I think is interactive brokers. They their software is hard to learn.
It's a little bit different. It's almost like it's a reversal of what you think about when you're on Schwab in certain situations.
Yeah, we had
It's
to
a
deal a
little
lot
bit
with it, when we were
counterintuitive. It's kind of
at,
like,
that's the broker we used at the fund, and it took a while to learn.
you did. Yeah.
And I don't think I ever really mastered it. Like, you
No,
know,
I think if you continued on, yeah, you would.
yeah. Right. If
But
that was the only broker I had, then yes, we would have kept playing with it. And it didn't have all the features that I liked at Thinkorswim and Schwab, but they do have the best pricing. Like when you get filled at a really, really good price.
yes.
And they are the only broker that does not do pay for order flow.
Mhm.
They're the only one that does not. So there's nobody front running your orders over there. Um,
And they're
so
international. They're
and
everywhere.
there are international, yes. So people who are outside of the U.S., the first place I recommend is check out Interactive Brokers. They're cheaper on the commission side, and they allow you to trade just about everything because they are international. You can trade so much more on Interactive Brokers than you can at Schwab
Totally.
or almost any other broker.
But the customer service,
Oh yeah, don't even
you're
worry
not
about it.
getting
Don't even try.
it.
You'll be on
Like, you
hold
don't
for
know what
like
you're
six
doing?
days.
Sorry. Watch our
Yeah.
videos.
Right. I mean, they do say they are the professionals broker,
Right.
So they go after the professional trader, not. the small guy. So that's
It
true.
is a little bit, yeah. I get it.
But I mean, if you're looking for, a better broker or cheaper pricing, or I mean, if you're trading in the hundreds of contracts or thousands, or then it makes sense to take a look at
Absolutely.
it.
Yeah.
Because even if I could shave even like 10 cents off of every fill, that's huge over the course of a year. So,
Oh, yeah, for
um,
sure.
so there's that one. E-Trade is the next one I wrote down. I don't know how many people are still using E-Trade, but they were in the
I
news.
question, I don't really think about that much. I'm like, are they even around? Like that's
Yeah,
how I think about them.
they were bought, right? E-Trade was bought
Yeah.
out. I think they're
They were
owned
huge for a
by.
while. They were
Uh,
huge.
they're still. I mean, they're bought out by a bigger
Yeah.
broker. So I think they're Merrill Lynch now. I'm not sure who bought them, but they are not as relevant. And they just announced recently that they're going to allow you to buy and sell crypto on E-Trade. So that's why
So
I mentioned it and putting it on the list. Um,
I think all of them will eventually, it seems like.
Eventually, yes.
Um,
But Schwab does not. Interactive Brokers does. Schwab does not.
they have plans to though.
Are they? I mean, they have
Oh
to.
yeah.
They're
Probably
losing money.
by I think I heard by the end of maybe even by the end of this year. I
Okay.
heard. Yeah.
It would be good to have all that in one account. And that's the one thing that I do like about Schwab and Interactive Brokers is that they will allow you to have your stocks, your options, and your futures in the same account.
Mhm.
Some brokers will make you separate them. And even if they don't say that they're separated, they still are separated. They're still two different accounts, but they don't tell you that. And so when you're trying to hedge, you want all of your money to be in that same account so you can use it for different things. This is not a topic about hedging, so I'm not going to go too into that, but it is, um, if you are at Interactive or Schwab or any other broker, and you don't have futures already active on your account, you should add it because it's
Right.
free and you never know when you might need it.
Absolutely.
So that's one thing that I would recommend anybody do that to hedge and protect yourself. The next one I have on the list is Tasty, right? Tasty Trade. They are when they came on the scene years ago, they were billed as, the option traders, the option sellers broker, because they were somewhat cheaper, and they did a lot of content. They put a lot of
A lot of
content out there.
content, tons of content.
I don't agree with a lot of it. It didn't make a lot of sense from a trader's point of view. It's like, really, you're gonna do that? No. And it was obvious that they were not trading anymore. The top guys that were there, they sold Thinkorswim. They
Yeah.
made a ton of money.
They do like a
Then,
show. I know this. They do kind of
yeah,
like every day.
so they made a lot of money from selling Thinkorswim. Then they decided, okay, let's make another broker. And then they did sell Tasty. It might have been a couple years ago by now, maybe 2 or 3 years by now. They sold it for $1 billion. So Tasty is now owned not by traders that started it or want to be traders or said they were traders. They used to be traders, floor
Mhm.
traders, but now it's owned by a private equity firm, and their main criteria is to make money, right? So I've seen a lot of things go downhill since the company took over. A lot of complaints from people, a lot of people leaving. Um, so their software is still good. They do, allow you to have crypto in it and whatnot. But they're not the cheapest and they're not the fastest. And they still have issues and bugs in their system that they haven't worked out. So, and then recently, the guys that started Tasty, when they were doing all the content, normally when you sell a company, they give you, an offer. They're like, hey, we're going to pay you this much, but we want you to stay and work for the company for 2 years or 3 years or something. And if the company is still doing well, then we'll pay you the rest of the money.
Mm. Okay.
and they call that an earnout. So an earnout period. So when they sold Tasty to this private equity firm, it seems like they had that earnout in it, and that's why the guys who started Tasty were still there doing the content, doing.
Sasanoff, I think yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to name any names, but yeah, I mean
All right,
everybody knows.
I'll name him.
They know who they know who we're talking about.
Yeah.
Um, and so recently they quit, and
Oh,
they're like, okay, we're not going to be at Tasty anymore. Toodaloo. We'll look to do something else. And so I guess their earnout period finished, and so now they're gone. So now who's doing all the content? A bunch of interns. It's like, okay.
wow. So I that's really interesting. I didn't even know that. I did not know
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that was like the only reason to be at Tasty, or the number one reason, if you followed their content, which has a lot of flaws in it itself, right?
Sure.
Because they had stopped trading. They used to be floor traders, but then when they did Thinkorswim and then Tasty, they really stopped trading. So things have changed. So there's Tasty Trade. Um, E-option is the next one on my list, and it's
Mhm.
something most have never heard of because they are a tiny broker, E-option, but they're probably one of the cheapest ones out there. And they have really good customer service because they're a small firm and you can call and you can get somebody on the phone that knows what they're doing. So if you trade a lot of contracts and you don't need a lot of fluff, or you don't need a lot of tools and charting, because maybe you pay for your own charting
Mhm.
software or whatever, e-option just to execute your trades is a really good deal. It's a really good broker. They haven't been bought out yet. I don't know why, but check them out. Then the next one I have on the list is Tradier. They are
Mhm.
the newest broker on the space. Um, they say that they are traders and programmers at the same time.
Ah,
And so I did talk to their marketing team because they want us to promote Tradier. They have a interesting way to charge commissions. So instead of doing it on a per trade basis, they actually have a monthly membership fee. So if you pay on a monthly basis, you are not charged any commissions at all, which is interesting. So if you're a big time trader and you're doing a lot of trades, especially if they're like tiny trades, if you're doing dollar spreads or
right. If it
or
adds up to more than your membership, for sure.
yeah,
Yeah.
then if you're doing tons and tons of contracts, then take a look at Tradier, because you just pay that one-time fee um, every month, and then they're your commission fee for
Yeah. Yeah.
everything. They still have index fees and exchange fees and whatnot, but still it's a lot cheaper that if you do a lot. And they're also adding futures and crypto and this and that. But what they're doing is they started off with just future stocks and options, and then they bought a futures trading firm, and then they bought a crypto thing, and then they bought somebody else. So at this point, they're still trying to connect all of the different companies together.
Right.
So they're called Tradier, but all your accounts will be separate because they're still at different entities.
Right. So it's like they're evolving.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
they're getting there. But they're not there yet. But the membership thing is pretty interesting. So
Yeah, that could be a great plus.
the last one I have on my list is Fidelity. And Fidelity, you can trade options there, but they don't. They're still one of the ones that are not option friendly. Like they don't really.
Yeah.
You call
They
them.
kind of hold back. They're like, no, it's
Yeah.
not us.
You
It's
want
not
to
our brand.
you call them and be like, "Hey, I want to sell this option." They're like, "Why?"
Like, that's not us. I'm sorry.
So they're an old style broker. They're doing well. They're making a lot of money. But I put it on the list because some people still use them.
Mhm.
But yeah, their software is not the best, and their customer service is not as up to speed on all the different option techniques and stuff that can happen with your options trades as some of the other brokers are. So I put it on the list. Now, um, Obviously, there's one that I have not mentioned yet that's not on my list, and I'm not sure, but that's Robinhood. They are growing fast. They might be taking over the space. Who knows when? But they keep adding stuff. Now, in the past, they did not even have SPX trading. You couldn't trade SPX.
No, you couldn't. Now you can.
They weren't really big with selling options. Buying options, sure. Selling options, not that much, with more advanced strategies like condors and whatnot. But they're adding those and they're adding, more expirations and whatnot. So they're coming up to speed, they're coming online. Um, but their main focus is on the app, right? They want to make it as simple to trade as possible on your phone, on your mobile device. Um,
And that's why you see a lot of newcomers headed to Robinhood.
Yeah, you see a lot of new people, a lot of kids, especially because
They're on
they're,
their phone. They're
they're
native
glued
to
on
their
their
phone.
phones.
Yeah.
Um, but to me, like I've been trading for, over 20 years now, and I like it to do it on my computer. I like it on my desktop. I like that big screen because there's so many numbers and I can't see them. So I
Yeah,
need
I
like a
agree. I
little bigger
agree. I
screen.
mean, if I
I
had to choose, I'd like it in front of my screen.
There's no way I can trade an iron condor on my phone.
You'd be like, yeah.
I could get out of trades on my phone, but I cannot get in trades on my phone. I don't even
Right.
want to try. So that's why until they improve their desktop software coverage and whatnot, they're still there. They're on the list, but it's towards the bottom in terms of for me anyway.
Yeah, I agree with
Uh,
that.
so that's my breakdown. Do you have anything to add to any of those?
Um, you know, Not to add, but I mean, I think of, I mentioned it before. I think Robinhood is something to watch out for because they're moving so fast, they're forward thinking. So, a lot of these brokers are naturally going to either go away or they're going to get better. So we just kind of keep our eyes open to what's the trend.
Hmm.
You got to look at what's really best for you. I mean,
Yeah.
at the end of it.
Right. Now, I mean, we are option sellers. And
Hmm.
so, Thinkorswim is built primarily for active traders, but it's really good for options. And so I feel that Schwab is, catering now to the option trader, and that segment is growing. I think Robinhood is looking to other areas of trading. They're talking a lot about tokenization
Hmm.
and crypto and all that stuff. So I think they're more focused on that. And so they're going to continue to grow and do well. But I don't think that they're going to focus as much on options as maybe, some other broker is.
Right. Yeah.
So,
They're the
um,
premier one for sure.
yeah, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, that's a breakdown of where we are in the option selling space with brokers. Hopefully that was helpful for everybody. And in the beginning, when you're just starting out, I think people try to pick the perfect broker. It's like, no, don't worry about it. Just sign up. Just sign up with
Yeah.
whoever you think is best. Just
Don't
sign up with one.
overcomplicate it, I would
Yeah,
say.
don't
Yeah.
over. Yeah, in the beginning, you just need to learn how to put the trades on.
Yeah.
In the first maybe even 50 trades or 100 trades, we're not even trying to make money on our first trades. We're just trying to learn the skills, learn the lingo, learn how everything works, learn how the prices change and how they move and how fast, getting acclimated to the atmosphere of trading, you know? And then eventually you start getting consistent, you start making money. And then that's when you realize, oh, wait a minute, I'm paying a lot more money in commissions than I need to.
Yeah. Do I want to go
Or
to IB Brokers or do
yeah,
I want
maybe you
to
want to
go
switch.
to? Mhm.
Or, however, or, you can always, and then another thing is commissions are always negotiable. People don't know
Always.
that either. Like when you open an account, they're going to give you the worst commissions that you can get,
Without a doubt. Yep.
because you haven't proven yourself yet. And
Mhm.
so then you have to go back to them and say, hey, look, I'm a big time broker or trader, or I'm going to be putting this much money in my account. I need the best pricing that you can
Mhm.
give me. And they can always go lower. And they do. They
And they
continue to
do.
go
You just
lower
got
and
to make
lower.
the phone call and call
Yeah.
them. Yep.
So it's very simple to do. It's just, hey, I want cheaper prices. And if not, then I have choices. I can go somewhere else, you know. I can switch to another broker. So cool. So that was a great recap. Um, let's go ahead. We're almost out of time today. So I'm gonna let you share
All
so we can
right.
see what's going on with our October SmackDown. Today is going to be the introduction day. In the last live that we did, we let everybody post their ticker symbols. And these are the entries that we had. So looks like we got a lot of stuff here. Um,
Got a lot of different ones too. This
yes.
time.
Entries are now closed. You cannot enter anymore. So we're gonna see out of these who does the best, which stock is grows the most in terms of percentage for the month of October, and whoever wins is going to get a really nice, cool surprise, which we're not going to show or share until we actually send it out. But it is something physical, something in the mail, so we're going to need your address, and we're going to have to ship it out to you, and it's pretty cool. So I'm happy. I like it.
I don't even know what this
You
is.
don't even. I don't. Yeah, I haven't even like.
Are you
I don't
gonna
even have
withhold this
one.
from me?
I'll tell you later. But I don't even have one. You don't even have one. So it's like, I know you got your passive trading shirt on today. I saw that. Let me
I
go ahead and
do. That's it.
stand up, stand up, stand up.
All
Show the
right.
shirt.
Passive trading,
There we
baby.
go. Yeah, there
I
we
got
go.
it.
Um, if anybody wants a shirt like that, all I need from you is a testimonial about the book, Passive Trading and How It Changed Your Life. And I'll send you a t-shirt for
You
free.
can always use a t-shirt. I would take it.
I'll bribe you for a testimonial. Did passive trading change your life? If yes, send me a video on your phone, like 2 minutes or 10, 30 seconds. Like, yes, I love the book Passive Trading. It made such a big difference in my life. Everybody should buy it. Whatever. I don't care what you say. But if you want the t-shirt,
It's a
send us a
comfortable
video.
t-shirt. It is nice.
It's just soft. It's really
Nice. Yeah.
soft. Yeah.
Yeah.
All
Enjoy it.
right.
All right.
So SmackDown. Okay, so one thing I see here is that the second one,
Mhm.
it's not the dollar sign open. I think it's just open.
It's just open. True. I just put it the way it was written.
Yeah, I don't know why he put the dollar sign, but it's for Open Door.
I'm gonna
The name of
get
the
rid of
company
this.
is
Just
Open Door. Okay. So we got XPXS, which is bearish the SPX.
Mhm.
So last time we had one person who was short um, MicroStrategy. This time we got Connor, who is actually short the entire market. So we'll
So
so we'll
against
see.
the economy.
Have you not been listening, Connor? Don't you know the rates are going down? But hey, that's what
Or
makes a
does
market, right?
Connor know something?
Maybe he does. He's like,
No.
okay, I'm going to take, because no, everybody else is going long. So he's like,
He's
if
the
I go
contrarian.
short, if I'm the
Yeah.
only one that goes short and the market goes down even a little bit, I win.
Yep.
He's like the guy at Price and Right. He goes, 1 penny.
Hmm.
That's the guy.
I like it. I respect it.
Yep. All right. So we got that. We got Open Door. We got TMO, which is Taiwan Semi? No. TMO is
No, it's not Taiwan. I looked it up.
Thermo Fisher Scientific.
That's what I got.
All right. We got MRIC. What is that?
Oh no, I'm
MRIC.
sorry. That is Merck. That I made a mistake there. That's
Oh yeah,
MR
that's
MRK.
MRK. Okay.
Yeah,
So Merck,
MRK.
the pharmaceutical company. Okay, that chart. Uh, it looks like it might be turning around. It's been down for a while. Broke above all the moving averages, so who knows? It might be picking up. We got Intel. Intel's already made a big move. When we talked about Intel on the show, it was trading at around 20. Now today it's almost at 38.
Hmm.
So it's going to keep moving. GOS. What is GOS?
I love this because you see some things that you don't normally see.
I don't. Oh no, I put goes. No, it's GEOS. Yeah, Mark Strickland comes up with these weird ones, man. What
Mark's he's
good.
out there in Montana.
Geospace Technologies. What do they do? Let's see. Um, they design and manufacture instruments and equipment used in oil and gas to acquire seismic data in order to locate and monitor hydrocarbon producing reservoirs.
All right.
Whoa, okay. So somewhat energy related. Okay. So interesting. Um, all right. Next is Palantir. Okay.
They had a down day today.
Down day today, but it
Pretty
might
big
come
down.
back. GDX is the gold miners ETF for Mike. Ion Q. What is Ion Q? Oh, quantum computers. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This one skyrocketing. Hoo-wee.
Maybe
It
off
was
to an
at
early
it was
start
at
here.
it was at $9 a year ago, like 12 months ago, and today it's at 72.
I'll tell you something.
So yeah, it's heading in the right direction. So we'll see what happens. That's yeah, that one could take off. It's up 4% today. Jeez. LCID. Oh, that's Lucid.
Mr.
Frank,
Randall.
Mr. Randall Frank says that he thinks it's going to do better than Tesla. It might. Um, but I don't think it's going to do that well soon. Especially now that they took away the EV tax credit. I think all these EV companies are going down because they're just not going to sell as much without the tax credit. And then we have B, M, and R.
That's the crypto.
Bitmine. Oh, that's a Bitmine immersion. Yeah,
Yeah.
that one. Uh, I mean, Ethereum is supposed to be up today, but this one is still flat, which is interesting. So I don't know. We'll check on that one. WPM. Oh, what is that? Wheaton Precious Metals. So that's a gold and silver miner,
Mhm.
making new highs. So that one's had a good shot. Hood. We had somebody pick Hood last time, and Hood won last time, right?
It did.
Hood
Yep.
would. Okay. So
Valhalla.
Valhalla, who changed his name in the middle of the contest. It's like,
He's
dude,
down
don't
at the
do
bottom now.
that. Don't do that next time. Don't change your name in the middle of a contest.
I know we
um,
could be like Valhalla again.
yes, no. Well, Valhalla changed his name to Kokao.
Cook,
So
cook,
he's at the bottom there with
cacao. Yeah.
Tesla. He gave up Hood. He went to Tesla. So Salim took over Hood. So let's see if it does well. MU Micron is doing well.
Hmm.
An AI play. We don't have many AI plays. And then we got AG, which is a silver miner.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. Okay, so we got one gold and silver miner, one silver miner. Then we got Tesla coming up. Um, Tesla's down probably big today. TSLA. Yeah, 3% down. Um, because their next quarter is not going to be as good as the last quarter. They sold a lot of cars this quarter. And well, we'll see what happens. So those are the entries in the SmackDown for October. Good luck to everybody except Connor.
I
'Cause I don't want to lose anybody. I want the market to go
know.
up.
Come on, Connor.
But we love you, Connor. We love you. And yeah, so we'll see what happens. It's anybody's game. And
You're gonna get yourself a nice Halloween present.
that's true. Yep. And so
Hmm.
every Wednesday and Friday we do these lives. We will be updating the spreadsheet with the current pricing at the time, so we'll know who's in the lead and keep checking back to see how you do. And then when we at the end of the month, check the last video that we do to to see if you've won or not. And then if you have, let us know. Reach out to us via email, and then we'll get you your surprise gift. Um, and if there's a tie, we haven't had a tie, but if there's a tie, then two people get the gift. That'd be cool.
Would there be a playoff?
No, I think we just give them both.
Okay. All right.
Because then we're going to do the next one, right? We're going to do November's SmackDown.
True.
So keep going. Cool beans. All right. So that's it for today. Thank you for joining us. You got anything else for it, Matt, before we sign off?
No, that's it. I hope everyone has a great weekend.
Yep.
Like and share,
Have a
comment.
great weekend. OPEC meeting this weekend. So
Hmm.
let's see what they do. Oil prices are already lower. I know our our oil traders are, checking on that and seeing what's going on.
Yep. Yes, we
Um,
are.
but hopefully that's not a big deal. And we'll see if the government opens up or not next week.
I'm gonna give it at least a week.
Yeah. Maybe more. Who knows?
Sure.
Let's see. All right, folks.